All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Tuesday night team Zoom. I'm so excited to have you on. My name is Crystal Pearl. For any of you that are brand new and do not yet know me, I am your ambassador, Diamond Uplimes. My husband, Josh. So this is our Tuesday night team Zoom. This is something that we do every single week, and it's just kind of an informal time for us to come together and give you guys some ideas to help you grow your business. Hold on just a second. I'm going to mute everybody. Okay. There we go. So this is our time just to come together as a team and for us to give you guys some ideas on what you can be doing to grow your business. We always try to use our Tuesday nights as a time to really give you some meat. I like to call it the meat and potatoes to help you build your business and give you those skills that are going to help you take the week to the next level. So we try to kind of get rid of all the fluff and just give you some really good skills. So super excited to have you guys on. This week we decided to do something a little different. Usually every week we'll come on and we'll kind of talk about a different topic, or we'll have a different leader on and kind of pick their brain a little bit. But this week we decided to just do some Q&A. I think some good old Q&A is always nice. So we're going to kind of bounce around from some different topics. I got a good handful of questions from you guys, so I'm going to go ahead and go through those. You're going to want to make sure to grab a notebook and pen because I'm going to be going through a lot of information. I'm going to be going through it quickly so I can get all of your questions answered. And then I always like to keep these in an hour. So I'll answer as many questions as I can. If you guys have questions, you're always more than welcome to unmute yourself, ask questions. This is our time to be able to communicate and connect, so feel free to do that. And then if we have any time at the end, I'll go ahead and answer any additional questions that you guys kind of think of as we're going through. So hang tight. Let me just grab the questions here. I saved them. So, okay, so I'm going to answer the ones that I got on Facebook first, and then I'll do the ones from the survey. So Nia asked what personal GV is and what that means. So what GV means is that is your group volume. So basically what that means is everything that you are personally ordering and everything that is going on in your organization is GV. So it's literally everything within yourself and your organization is GV. It's your group volume. PBV is everything that you're personally ordering and everything that your personal loyal customers are ordering. So that's the two differences there. It's also outlined in the comp plan as well. So hopefully that makes sense. Katie asked, how do you get your potentials to finally sign? So this is something that a lot of people struggle with, and they think that I feel like sometimes people think that just because somebody didn't sign on the initial contact or that somebody didn't sign within one or two connections, that they think like, oh, they must just not be interested. I'm not holding their attention, you know, whatever it may be. And so I wanted to give you guys some statistics because in all reality, 90% of sales are made on the 7th to 8th contact. And so many people don't take the time to follow up with their prospects that many times. I would say on average, what I see most of the time when I'm sitting down and actually diving in and asking somebody is that somebody usually connects with somebody 2 times. That's the average, maybe 3. 2 to 3 is the average, I would say, just from, and I don't know if there's a number that's out there that gives you, that's actually been researched, but I just know for me personally, when I'm talking to people, that's where people tend to stop following up because they feel like, I don't want to be a stalker, I don't want to nag them, I don't want to whatever. When in reality, you know, it's that 7th to 8th contact that your potentials are going to actually sign. So I just have a little sales statistic here, and you guys probably can't really see it. I'll post it in the group page, but I want you guys to listen to this. 48% of salespeople never follow up with a prospect, okay? So that's somebody who gets a lead and never does anything with it. 25% of people make a second contact and stop. 12% of salespeople make 3 contacts and then stop, and only 10% of salespeople make more than 3 contacts. So that kind of goes into, I didn't even know that it said that exactly. That kind of goes into what I just said. Okay, so 2% of sales are made on the first contact, so barely any. 3% of sales are made on the second contact. 5% of sales are made on the third contact. 10% of sales are made on the fourth contact, and then 80% of sales are made on the 5th to 12th contact. So if you're not continuing to follow up with your leads, you know what happens? You stop connecting with them. You know, they're busy, they're not thinking about the business, but then down the road, another It Works distributor connects with them, and, you know, maybe it's their 4th contact or 5th contact, so that distributor is going to get the sale really fast because they've already had the initial contact with you, but you didn't do your job, so now they're signing with somebody else, which is what we don't want. So how to get your potentials to finally sign now that you have those statistics? The most important thing is that you continue to connect with them, and you can connect with them in a way that's authentic, not salesy, not spammy, and not stocky, okay? So what I always try to do is when I am making one of the first initial contacts, I find out what they want, whether they are interested in the products, being a customer or a distributor. If they're interested in the products, what do you want? What are you looking for? What type of goal you have? And that kind of goes into, you know, I might have somebody that reaches out to me and says, hey, I want to try a wrap. And I could easily just go in and start telling them about the wrap, get them signed up with the wrap. But I want to know what they want because I want to make sure that they're getting the results they're actually looking for. And what I've found is a lot of the time somebody says they're interested in the wrap, but then I find out, no, they're actually interested in weight loss. You know, a lot of times they'll say, well, I want to lose 25 pounds. And so it's my opportunity to educate them that the wrap is not going to do that for them. You know, it's a tool that they can add into their healthy lifestyle that's going to help them to get results quicker and last longer. But the wrap is not a weight loss product. It's a tool to help them see those changes quicker. And so it's a great time that I can educate them and talk about, you know, some of these weight loss products might be a better option for you to start out, you know, depending on your budget, and then we can move into the wraps. Or maybe we can try some of the weight loss products with the wraps to help you get those results super quick. But I find out what they want. Same with the business. You know, what are you looking for? Why are you potentially interested in this opportunity? What does that look like for you? And one thing that I always try to think about, and we actually heard this today, we were doing some different personal development training things, was that we need to always make it about our prospects. We can't make it about us at all. And sometimes that's the biggest mistake because, you know, we need that one more distributor, we need that one more loyal customer. So we're thinking about ourselves in our head, when in reality, we need to be thinking about them. It needs to all be about them. What do they want? What are they looking for? So once you find out what your person wants, it makes it very easy to continue to follow up with them. And it can be as simple as saying, you know, maybe you're at your second contact and you're like, okay, I'm trying to get them to close, and it's your third contact. It could be saying something like, hey, Alicia, I know when we originally talked, you had said that you were interested in being a stay-at-home mom. You said that that was your dream, that you wanted to stay home with your babies. Is that something that you still want? And I just leave it as simple as that, so we can just start the conversation, you know, back up again. All I'm looking for is a conversation. In reality, a lot of people are busy. You know, they're interested in the products, but life happens and they get busy, or maybe something financially happens and they just can't swing it right now. Same thing with the opportunity. Maybe something happens, it's just not a good time, or maybe somebody who's a dream stealer gets in the way and scares them off. And that's okay. You know, again, that's an opportunity for us to have a conversation with them. So I think the best thing you can do is just continue to build relationships with people, continue to be a friend, and just use those little formulas. You know, I always try to do the 2x2x2 rule. So I will follow up 2 days after if I haven't heard anything, 2 weeks after, and then they kind of go into that maybe month to month, maybe once every 2 months. It really depends on what the relationship is. But when I'm waiting in between those times to talk to them about the products or the opportunity again, I don't just stop contact. I'm friends with them. I'm liking their Facebook stuff. I'm keeping the conversation going. Maybe they post a recipe on their Facebook page. I'm saying, oh my gosh, that looks so awesome. How do you make that? I want to make that. You know what I mean? I try to be a good friend. I try to build a relationship, because if you can build that relationship, you can build a friendship. So people I guess, start to trust you, it's going to make it so much easier for them to believe you when you're talking about, I want to help you to make more money. I want to help you to stay home with your babies. I want to help you to reach your health goals. So, it's just really important that you stay consistent with your follow-up. You stay consistent with being a friend. And, you can ask them, if you get to that point, hey, you said you were interested. What's holding you back? What are your concerns? Let's talk about them. I'm not here to push you, but I know what an amazing opportunity this is. So I just want to educate you if I can help. Mm-hmm. So, just sticking with those kinds of things with loyal customers. Sometimes it's just people are busy. So don't be afraid to say, hey, you know what? I know how it is for me. Sometimes life just gets crazy. Would it be easier for you if I just called you and put your order in for you? I'm more than willing to help you with that if that's something that would take a load off your back or whatever it may be. And sometimes you'll say that to somebody and they'll be like, oh my gosh, you would do that for me. You don't mind doing that for me. So throw those different things out there. So hopefully that helps a little bit. Do you have anything else to add into that?
I think you covered it great. I think anybody that's like, how do I close on leads? Well, first off, congrats to you for having leads or potentials. You kept the conversation open. Like Crystal said, a lot of people have one interaction. They kind of feel and know it's the customer isn't, or your potential isn't even necessarily saying no. It's that you might feel a no out of it. And then all of a sudden people are just like, oh, well, they're done. They didn't want this. And they're not really saying no. It's just they maybe weren't ready at the moment or they're busy, like Crystal was saying. So congrats to you for keeping that lead open. And that's really that's the whole idea of having a lead, is to keep that lead open and, keeping that friendship going until, they are ready or whatever. So Crystal covered that pretty well. The only thing I would say, and you kind of did throw it out there, is, eventually it's like, why am I not closing on leads? Well, did you ask? Did you ask if they're ready? Did you throw it out there? Sometimes at the end of the day, you just have to ask for the sale. And, some people, like Crystal was saying, look at the whole, signing up on a computer thing or, being part of something is such a hassle. And the more simple and easy and more helpful you can be in that, sometimes that's the big obstacle for them, is like, I don't want to do all this, sounds like a lot of work. I'm going to get, have to do all this and that and whatnot. And so just asking for the sale and being as helpful as possible through the sale could definitely be it. That is it for a lot of people. We found out with a lot of our distributors that they just weren't asking for the sale. They were being great as far as, growing the friendship and growing, the relationship with that lead, but they never asked for the sale.
And you know what? This has just been kind of like, it's the silliest thing. I've been in this business 6.5 years, and it's the silliest thing. But over the last couple months, there have been 3 words that have totally changed my closing. And they're the silliest thing ever. But at the end of every time that I tell anybody about the opportunity, or I tell anybody about like our 90-day challenge, whatever it may be, I've been doing this a lot on my business page, and it's helped me with my closing so much. I always end with, are you interested? And they say yes. And it's the craziest thing, because I was kind of banging my head against the wall. I've started doing a little bit more with my business page and kind of trying some things out and trying to learn some different things so I can, carry that on to you guys and give you guys some good information. And I was banging my head against the wall because I wasn't closing with any of these people. Mm-hmm. And, with a business page, there's not that trust built up there because they're not on your personal page. They don't even really know if you're a real person yet. And so building that trust, it's a lot different. And so I was banging my head against the wall because I wasn't getting anything. Like, I was talking to 100 people a day and I wasn't getting anything. So if something's not working, it's time to switch it up, right? And try something different. So 3 words at the end of my post totally changed my closing. Are you interested? And not all of them are, they say yes every single time. I would say 90% of them say yes. And not all of them close right then and there, but I know they are interested. And if now is not the right time, they don't have the money, whatever, I'm asking, great, when is a good day for me to follow up with you so we can get you started? They give me a date, I put it in my calendar, and then I start the follow-up process. Katie had asked, so what happens if you followed up like 4 times? Well, you got to keep going, because like I just said, most of the sales happen after the 8th contact. So you have to keep going. Now, in between that, like I said, you're going to go into friend mode. So you're not just going to talk business all the time. If you're sending messages and they're not responding, do what I just said. Connect with that why. Why do they want this product, or why do they want the opportunity? And ask them, back in blah, 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 when we first talked, you said your dream was this, or you said you wanted to lose 20 pounds. Is that still a goal of yours? And just leave it at that. End it with a question. They're going to respond to you, and it's just going to have an opportunity for the communication to start up again.
And that's what we become, is we become better communicators. It's really tough for me to throw out a role play, a lead situation or whatever, but I think you just end up feeling out the conversation. And if there's a time where you can actually ask for the sale, or like you said, a tool that we learned was, adding value to what you're offering. Because at the end of the day, then people are out spending money anyway. I mean, they're buying movies, or they're, going to Target, or doing whatever. They're buying stuff that they don't even need. And, here we are offering them products that could, help them live a healthier lifestyle that they said they wanted. They originally were, in a conversation with us about, getting a hold of these products or becoming a distributor, whichever it was. But so yeah, it's the added value. Is this more important than that? I forgot what the actual tool was, but I think it was pretty much what you're saying. You said that you were interested in losing 20 pounds. Are you still interested in that? And that kind of gets their mind back to, oh yeah, this is a little bit more important than that Target run.
Yeah. And I think just if you're genuine, and you are genuine with making it about them, mm-hmm. and providing something for them, something of value, that's going to be, they're going to feel that you're being genuine. They're going to feel that you're just trying to help them. And so if you make it about that and take the salesy copy and paste crap out of there, so many people, hold on, I'm going to mute everybody again. I'm muted. How do I get out of here? Hold on. I'm not figuring out how to work my Zoom right now, apparently. Here we go. If you get all of that copy and paste stuff out of there, for a long time, we were all about, here's scripts, here's ideas. I got away from that, because what I found is when I gave somebody a script to use to get an idea, they would just copy and paste the same thing over and over again. They wouldn't even think to all of their potentials, and it wasn't personable. And people can feel that. I know, as weird as that sounds, when you put love and energy into your post, people are going to be able to feel that. Now, I'm all about maximizing time. And so when I'm on my business page, I have something that I copy and paste, but I make sure every single time that I go into that message that there is something different about every single post, that there is something, whether it's their name or something that we've talked about, whatever it may be. And then as the conversation gets going, it's all personal. It's all stuff that I'm actually typing out and responding with. But people can feel that when you put your energy and your excitement into it. So hopefully that helps a little bit. I want to go on to the next question, because I could probably honestly spend an hour talking about that. So we're going to go on to the next question.
And then also, if you ask for the sale, and again, they're like, right now is not a good time. Well, they just said it's not a good time. So that lead is still open. You can reopen that lead at any time. And there's always going to be a unique way to each lead on how to reopen it. And you can force it in some cases. Like right now, it's Christmas. You can get a hold of a lead, through a message, say, hey, I hope you're having a Merry Christmas season or whatever. Hope you and your family are doing well. And they should probably respond back to you, and you can keep that conversation going. So just find ways just to keep them leads open.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let's go on to the next one. So Melissa said, some are struggling with overcoming negativity and self-doubt, which is a super common thing. Do you want to start with this one, or you want me to?
I think the majority, this is something that everybody goes through, and it's kind of funny because this is my first real year in the business, and it's been so cool. I've learned so much this past year. It's been unreal. In the past, it was always me kind of just in the back watching Crystal go to town, and I could have relayed just about every phone conversation she had because they were all pretty similar, but this is my first year ever going through the seasons and whatnot. And so no doubt, when you're on fire, tearing it up and everything's great, you feel amazing. But then all of a sudden, maybe, summer hits, or, for us, once upon we had Corbin, there's going to be seasons in your business, phases of life. There's going to be times when you're rocking it, and there's going to be times when it's oh man, what the heck, my team's falling apart or whatever, I haven't signed a distributor yet this month. What's going on with me? And it's easy to get down on yourself. It's easy to watch everything just downward spiral. But I'll tell you, the moment that's going to pull you out of it is when you get back to work. And so when you get back to work, you're obviously going to hear no for a while. A bunch of people are going to tell you, no, I'm not interested, whatever. But the day, like that first distributor you sign again, you're like, damn, there it is. I feel it again. I'm ready to roll. And I'll tell you, it's just activity removes negativity. When you're not working your biz, you probably aren't thinking very much about it. I'm saying you're not thinking much of yourself or your business. It's easy to get down when you're not working, but when you're out there working, especially with this team's on fire right now. So, if you can find somebody that's on fire, they're going to build a fire in you basically. And so I'll tell you, there was a time where I think it was Christina Treat's team. They were on fire. So Crystal and I we paid more attention to their team page. And right now what's so cool about this page is we have everybody's team together. The amount of fire that's going to get rolling here is just amazing. And it's already started. So jump in and create conversation with people that are on fire, and they're going to grow a fire in you, no doubt. Really to pull yourself out of that, it's just activity removes negativity, and then get around somebody that's on fire. Continue asking them questions. Just get yourself into a conversation and get around them as much as possible. It's just, no matter what, it's going to lift you up. Absolutely.
So adding into that, negativity, both are two different things. Negativity and self-doubt are two different things. So negativity, it's really, really important. Well, with both, let's just start with this. You have to be doing personal development. If you are not doing personal development, your business will not grow. Your business will never outgrow where you are at as a person. And that has been the greatest gift of this business for myself. Yeah. The money is amazing. The freedom that is provided my family is amazing. But I will tell you, if all of it went away tomorrow, I would be so grateful for this opportunity because of the person I have become in the process to going to Ambassador Diamond 6 years later. When I joined this business, I had so much self-doubt, and I'm going to talk about this at the training more this weekend, but I had so much self-doubt. I had never done anything like this in my life. I was scared to death. I had no friends. I have dealt with a lot of rejection in my life. I was bullied as a kid in school, and so I had a lot of head issues going on from that with rejection. I had Josh at home, who was, my best friend, my husband, who thought I had lost my mind, and we got in the biggest fights of our relationship over this business when I first started. And so negativity is a really real thing, and it can destroy your business, but you have to be stronger. You always have to be working on your headspace. It's so important. And so what I would advise you to do if you're dealing with a lot of negativity is don't allow it in your head. The world is negative. It's just the reality. The world that we live in is very negative. I feel like when you become involved with It Works and you start creating a circle of people, you're going to start seeing a lot less negativity because you are around positive people who are inspiring, and you learn to block a lot of that negativity out. So it gets filtered. But I know in the beginning that can be really hard. And so for me, I don't allow negativity into my house. We don't watch the news. That's something, Josh will turn the news on every once in a while to hear the weather. And I'm like, go on Google and see what the weather is going to be. Don't put it on in our house. Just because, especially with the election this year, there was so much negativity in the media, and we're still seeing it. But I don't allow that in our household. And especially so many people, the very first thing they do when they wake up in the morning, they grab their phone and they start scrolling through Facebook. They start seeing negative posts that are out, people that are just bitching and complaining about their personal drama, maybe a news story that popped on, or they get up and they put the news on first thing in the morning, and it's just depressing things that are going on in our world. Negativity, negativity, negativity. Well, the first thing that you put in your head in the morning is going to set the tone for your day. So if the first thing that's going into your head is negativity, you're going to see the negativity around you all day, and you're going to become really depressed.
Yeah.
And so you have to start your day with doing, whether it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, do something for you. Put something in your head that fills you up, whether it's a YouTube video, a daily devotional. There's so many different things. Reading 10 pages of a great book that's going to help you grow your mind. Do things like that in the morning, and it's going to help you to block that negativity out. There's a lot of people out there that are dream stillers. They're going to tell you you're nuts for wanting to start a business like this. You're never going to make it. And it's all bull crap. We've seen that the system works. We've seen people. I'm a prime example. I shouldn't be as successful as I am with where I started. I had never done anything like this in my life. I wasn't a person that was all bubbly and like salesy and I'm still not salesy, but you know what I mean? Like it just shows that anybody can do this business if they create the passion that's strong enough. So you need to have a why that's burning so hot inside of you, why you want this to be a success, that the negativity doesn't bother you. And it's not something that's going to happen in a day. It's something that you work on every single day. Things can go in your head, but you get to decide what stays in your head and what goes in the garbage can. So it's really important that you work on filtering that out. So that's negativity.
I would say 2 years ago, I didn't even know what personal development was. I'd seen maybe a couple of inspirational videos or whatever from high school football and this and that, but I had no idea what personal development was. And I had no idea what these brilliant people out there that talked about circumstances and, paradigm shift and all this stuff where some people think that, well, this is what I'm served, so this is all I've got and this is where I'll always be. And I had no idea that there was something beyond that. And I wouldn't want any of you guys to think that we're completely off of our rocker, but you can pretty much have whatever you want. It's just your mind that's keep holding you back, really, and your circle. When Crystal's talking about, it's like you got to protect the door of your mind. You got to protect, what you're listening to, what you're letting go in. If you have a group that's around you that you're daily hearing complain and gripe and just grind, that's terrible stuff. You can't be around that. And so like Crystal said, when she first started with It Works, I was that person. I was the one like, Crystal, what the hell are you doing with this business? And, we got 2 kids here that are crying and there's dirty laundry and dirty dishes and this place is a mess. And, damn, we haven't had supper yet and I'm all over. And she's like, Josh, I can't be around this. And so it's just you got to protect what goes in and whatnot. So if you haven't been through any type of personal development growth yet or don't know what personal development is, you got to throw that out there to a leader on your team or to us, Crystal and I, and we can help you out with maybe a video to get started with or somebody that we follow to kind of to help you grow. So for anybody that hasn't been introduced to personal growth yet or personal development yet, you got to start somewhere, because definitely, if you want to become a leader, you got to learn from a leader. So you got to find somebody to follow. But,
absolutely. Stuff like this.
Personal development's a huge, huge, huge subject because there is so much negativity out there. Definitely. What was the original question, just so we make sure that we hit it?
It was negativity and self-doubt. So I was going to touch on self-doubt real quick. Okay. But just real quick, some people that we love to follow Les Brown, we love Tony Robbins, Jim Rohn.
Well, there's
some YouTube. I just throwing out some names that they could start with. The Strangest Secret. That was a life changer for me. Mm-hmm. So that's Earl Nightingale, Strangest Secret. I was going to
say there's just different areas of personal development too. There's mindset. There's the whole self-doubt thing. Could I really do this? Am I capable? Am I enough? Could I be a strong enough leader? Do I have it in me? So there's your mindset personal development, and there's also going to be like leadership personal development. Like I said, if you truly want to become a leader's somebody who's a problem solver, an innovator. They're going to be an inventor. They're going to, and you lead from the front. You're going to show people how to do stuff. You have to be worth following. So there's solid leaders out there that you can follow, and all leaders do is what the leader in front of them did. They learned from somebody, and there's just solid leaders out there that you can follow, and you can become a leader just through following other leaders. So there's different categories of mindset and personal development and whatnot. So, but yeah, definitely, if you haven't been in touch with some personal development yet, I'm telling you, man, that is the hugest life journey I've been through this past couple of years. It's just been amazing.
Absolutely. And this just popped into my head. We could go for an hour on this too, to be honest.
Yeah, we could.
But with the negativity thing, don't always get defensive when people are being negative. It really depends. There's negativity where people are being just plain mean, and then there's negativity where people just don't understand. So you need to realize our job is understanding and education. We're here to educate people about, whether it be about network marketing, the power of it, the products, whatever it may be. So, whenever somebody's negative to me, say, like maybe they say, oh, those business things don't work or whatever, or those wraps, they don't work. Ask them why they think that. And, hey, you got a story. What's going on? Let's hear your story.
Yeah,
why do you think that?
They're going to snap at you like that. Wow, you must feel pretty strongly about this.
And just smile and just look for a conversation, because you can get into some amazing conversations and you can say, oh my gosh, well, no wonder. I totally understand how you feel. But here's the deal. Here's what I found.
And I'm telling you, once upon a time, I had an attitude problem.
Yep.
So this is a long,
and there's some people that aren't worth going into that with. You need to decide, but that's where when you can say, what's your story? Do you want to get into a story with them? If you do, if you see an opportunity to educate somebody, take that opportunity. Okay, self-doubt. Here's the thing. We all deal with self-doubt. Everybody deals with self-doubt. Everybody, whether they have been successful super fast or they're not moving as fast as they think they should be, whatever it may be, everybody deals with it. But one thing that we heard, I think it was yesterday, you need to remember you're not a human being, you're a human becoming. Okay, so you just need to work on yourself every single day. You just need to work past that doubt little by little every single day. If you're doubting yourself, you're struggling with, can I do this? I've never done anything like this. I'm scared to death. Become an actor. Close your eyes. It sounds so silly, but close your eyes and visualize yourself having a conversation with a prospect. Visualize yourself standing on stage and doing the party pad at a training in front of 200 people. Visualize yourself doing a party. As you start to do these things, visualize yourself doing it like you killed it, like you did it so amazing. And once you start to do that and you start acting it out, your confidence will grow. So self-doubt it's such a huge thing, and there's so many different levels with it, but that's where the personal development comes in. And when you're afraid, just the lady we heard the other day, I don't remember her name, but she said she's done like TED Talks and stuff. It's like the power of 5. Every time you have self-doubt or you have a negative thought, just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then do whatever you wanted to do. Whether it's blitzing somebody, you're having self-doubt because you want to blitz somebody, but you're scared to death. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, just do it. And I haven't tested this out yet, but I'm kind of excited to do it because she said, when something comes into your mind, you have 5 seconds before your mind will kill it. So if it's an opportunity or somebody you want to talk to, you have 5 seconds to just do it, or your brain will say, nope, and you won't do it. So self-doubt, again, that's a huge one. That's one that we could go in and into, but you just need to be working on yourself. You need to be doing your personal development. As you continue to do your personal development, you're going to continue to work through that self-doubt that we all have. And the thing is it's a hard one to cover because we all have self-doubt for different reasons.
Yeah.
There's so many different reasons. So you need to figure out where it stems from.
Yeah. This is a huge topic, and every bit of it, it goes to the personal development, but I don't want to stay there too much, but I'd go this route and say it's goals. Your goals and your purpose are going to be what pulls you through that. So to get back into a conversation with somebody on your team about your goals again, to get in a conversation with your husband or your boyfriend or a family member about, what you expect out of life. What do you want? What are you battling for? Why do you want this? That's what's going to pull you through a struggle. Because if you don't have a goal and you're getting shut down and you're having a little bit of self-doubt, it'd be so easy to quit. Why wouldn't you just quit if you had nothing to battle for? So I'm telling you, if you have goals, like true goals, specific goals, a purpose, a reason that you're willing to struggle for this thing, have a conversation with a leader on your team or your husband, whichever, and you're going to get back to work and you're going to win. And as soon as you get that win, you'll be out of your struggle. Yep,
absolutely. Okay, let's go on to the next question, and then we can hop back into some of the stuff if we have time. So these are ones from the survey, so I don't know who asked them, but somebody asked, have any of you had to cancel your auto shipment 1 month because you couldn't afford it that month? It happens. I'm going to tell you that. So if you're having a rough month and you just cannot afford to run your auto shipment, okay, you know, if you got to pay your bills or run your auto shipment, pay your bills. But what I will tell you is that you need to make sure that you're taking the first, in my opinion, I say take the first $80 of your commissions, and that goes back into your business. You want to invest back into your business, because I can tell you, when people see you using the products, when people see you having a passion for the products, they're going to want to purchase the products. So if you ever have a month that you're struggling, you make sure you get your 150 PBV so that you can still get paid. So get those customers to be ordering, but don't overly stress about it. Don't feel like you're a failure. Just make sure that from going forward, that first $80 goes right back into your business. So you can be using the products and have the products, because people can tell when you are passionate about the products. And that's one of the quickest ways to fail, I think, is, new distributors who come on board and they say, I want to be a distributor, but I can't afford to use any of the products. Well, you can't afford to not use the products, because if you're not using the products, people aren't going to buy the products from you. Like, it doesn't matter. They want to know what it's doing for you. They want to know that you're not just selling them something. You're not just a salesperson. You're sharing something with them. So it is extremely important that you use the products, and that's what the auto shipment is for. So you are using the products every single month. So hopefully that answers your question on that one. How do you get a potential no into a yes? We kind of talked about that. I just want to make sure that I read the whole question.
How do we see if there's questions on here from them?
Here, they're right here in the chat. This is another part of this one. How do you turn a no into a yes? Like I said, we kind of talked about that into the follow-up. But another one that's on here says, I've tried the products and they didn't work. Ask them what they tried. So many times I'll be doing an expo, or I'll be having a conversation with somebody, and they'll say, yeah, I tried the wraps. They didn't work. And I'll say, oh, really? Well, I had amazing results. How many did you try? And a lot of times it's that they tried one wrap and they didn't drink water. They weren't educated on how to use the product. And so again, our job is education and understanding. Oh, so you only tried one. Well, 4 wraps is a full treatment. Let me tell you a little bit about it. And just use it as an opportunity to educate them on what this product is, because the majority of people out there saying that these products don't work, if you ever get anybody who says these products don't work or that's bashing what you're doing, a lot of times, one, they haven't even tried the product. So they're being ignorant because they're talking about something that they don't even know about. Or 2, they tried the product and they didn't even do it right. They did it completely wrong. I always, when I'm talking to somebody, and I come from a place of love, I don't come from a cocky place, because if you start being defensive or cocky with somebody, you're going to turn them off. So I come from a place of love and just say, oh my gosh, that's crazy. Well, just so you know, 1 wrap is a treat, 4 is a treatment. Doing 1 wrap is like doing 1 Crest White Strip. You might see a little bit of a change, but the reason that we have 4 in the box is because that's full treatment. That's where you're going to see the results from. So again, just use it as a time to educate people.
Definitely dig into where that is coming from. If they're gonna go out and bash, whatever you got, or they're gonna throw something out there negative, like Crystal said earlier, just ask why do you feel that way? Or where does that come from? Did you have a bad experience? And what is this all about? And some of them are going to stumble, mumble over it because they have absolutely nothing, and they're just saying it because they're being a jerk or whatever. And others might have, like Crystal said, maybe they I heard this from my grandma's aunt's sister or whatever. And it's like, well, it's like, is this even, a decent conversation here anymore? Even worth talking about? And then you can, you don't have to give any attitude. It's just, you can just be, well, you know what? Amaze them. Let them know I'm actually blown away by these products. They've been great things for me. And just be, just happy-go-lucky and go on with it. And
another reason to use the products, because when I've had such amazing results with the products, I am obsessed with them. I believe in them. And so when somebody tells me the wraps don't work, it doesn't even faze me because I've seen them work over and over and over again. I've seen them work on myself. I've seen them work on people on our team. I've seen them work on customers. So I know it's BS. So if you're struggling with that, you need to get the wrap on more people. You need to use the wrap more often, or whatever product it is. You know, you need to see results, because once you have that confidence, it doesn't even bother you, because you're like, well, that's really interesting. Here's what it did for me. So that's something that I do a lot.
That's the best. I mean, you know, I don't want to call it an argument, but the best information you can throw out there to anybody is, oh, well, this is how I feel because I'm using it. You know, this is how I feel because I use these products every day and I feel amazing, you know, using them or whatever. So just, yeah, it doesn't have to be an argument. It can just be informative. So I've seen that there is the chat over there. And when we were on the subject of like struggle or doubt or whatever,
well, let me get to this one really quick, because these people submitted their questions beforehand.
Okay. I just wanted to say this, and it's not even huge. It's just that if somebody does throw out a hurtful comment or something negative, a lot of times it comes from some inner hurt that they actually have. It might not be anything that has to do with you at all. It's just that they are hurt that day. And I've watched Crystal do this to so many people. The best thing you can do to them is just be kind. You know, for me, I have to be quiet. I have to just be quiet and walk away, because otherwise I have an attitude problem or whatever, you know. But I've watched Crystal just be so kind and loving to some of these people that just will say hurtful things, whatever, well, you know, just negative. And to watch them, like, watch their face just flip is like just awesome. You know, it's so cool. So some of that lashing out comes from inner hurt on their part. It's something in them. It's nothing to do with you.
Absolutely. Okay, last question, and then Kayla, I'll go over to your question I just saw popped up. So it just says loyals, getting them scripts, post, retention, upsell. So everything about loyal customers, basically. Okay, so loyal customers, you know, kind of this has already been touched on in a way too. But the best way to get loyal customers is to be showing people you using the products. We don't do a lot of sales posts on our Facebook page, because what we found is when we get too salesy or we get too adsy, we lose people who want to follow us. Our friends get annoyed by us, whatever it may be. And so some people will say, oh, whatever, they're annoyed by you. They're not a part of, you know, just block them, delete them, whatever. Well, I think a little different. We're in the relationship business. And just because they're in a phase right now where maybe they're annoyed by the posts or the products aren't for them, that doesn't mean that they won't be down the road. So if I lose them as a follower, or I just block them, or, you know, delete them from Facebook because I think that they're never going to buy my products, well, I could be missing an opportunity, and I kind of look like a jerk, I feel like. And so for me, what we do to get a lot of our loyal customers is honestly, we show us using the products. You know, we show us drinking the greens. We show the kids drinking the greens, eating the chews, taking hair, skin, and nails. You know, when we had the BOGO on Confianza, you know, Josh did the post where he talked about his testimony with Confianza and did a picture of him with the product, instead of, you know, doing 2 bottles of BOGO or whatever, which that works if you're doing it with a selfie or whatever, or, you know, whatever you want to do. But I just feel like when you make it more personable, you show people, hey, I use the products. Here's what it did for me. They want to use it. You know, they can relate. They can see how that product could work for them. And so that is my best tip to you, is just show yourself using the product like crazy, drinking your energy. And you don't even have to talk about energy in your post. Just say something like getting ready for a crazy day, or it could be, for the moms out there, it could be crazy hair, kids in the background with all of their toys all over the place, and you saying, so grateful for these babies today, and a picture of Confianza.
Here's what I'll tell you to do.
Whatever.
I'll tell you to do this. The next time you have 15, 20 minutes free time, write down like 5 of your favorite products, you know, 3 to 5 of your favorite products, and take a few minutes to write down a couple different sentences of clever posts that you could do. The more clever and unique you can be with your posts, and create some type of like a poll, or is it called like cryptic? The more cryptic you can be, where they're like, what the hell, what's she talking, or what's he talking about? You know, just that poll. The more you can get them saying like, what are they even talking about, and like digging into this a little bit further, or all of a sudden they'll see like there's 3 comments down below, and so now they're clicking on the comments. And the reason I'm telling you this is because I did it. Like what I do is I look at posts that I'm interested in. Like seriously, one of my friends, not in any business, he's a police officer, he wrote, or I think he just put like feeling excited, and he's like, oh my gosh, I can't wait. And that was his post. And I'm like, what is this? There's no picture or nothing. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? What's he so excited for? And so there I was, like, all of a sudden, like, my gosh, and I'm trying to, like, why doesn't anybody comment on this? I wanted somebody to comment or do something, you know. The more you can create some question in somebody's mind and get them rolling, like, what is this all about? Like, what's going on here? Is this really happening? You know, like, the more you can get people to think that, the more they're going to visit your page, the more interest they're going to be in what you have. And here's what I'll tell you. The more you slam something in somebody's face, like, all of a sudden it's just like, oh, here I am. There's my business. Like, it's
here's
just
my website.
the more you slam it out there, the more you're pushing it away. I mean, think of what we do if we're all watching a movie and, you know, it's like one of those HBO deals or whatever, all of a sudden a commercial pops up. You're like, well, son of a bee, you know, like, it stinks. You know, nobody likes commercial. So the more clever you can be with your post, the better. If you're into animals and pets, do something with animals, you know, somehow with your post. Or if you have kids and you're into your kids, get your kids in the mix. The more clever you can be, the better. And then I'll tell you this, we're hearing now that Facebook Live is huge. We knew that it was a big deal, but we're hearing from some other leaders right now that Facebook Live is bigger than we thought. So Facebook Live, I know that none of us are experts on videos right now. I'm certainly not. I'm trying, but I get so nervous when I get on there or whatever. But and it doesn't matter because that's authentic. That's the very best post you could have, is have somebody seeing you wiggly and squiggly and just like, oh my gosh, what do I even say? A little bit nervous, but just get on there, create some natural conversation, then go into your video. You know, let them know what you're excited about. Let them know why you hopped on. So, but definitely do not, the less adsy you can be, the better. And don't do a post that somebody else did.
Yeah. And one thing that I heard a while ago, and it just really has stuck with me, post without an agenda. So when you're doing your business posts, don't ask for a sale. Don't ask them to go to your website. Don't ask them to join your team. Okay? Because what happens is the minute they see that is the minute they get a switch happens. They get turned off. That poll is gone. Mm-hmm. And so post about everything. Post with thinking of it more as a lifestyle. You're just sharing these products, that you're just talking about what you're excited about. You're talking about what you're excited about that you're experiencing in the opportunity. When you start doing that, people will be they won't be annoyed with your posts because you're not on there to sell, even though at the end of the day, I mean, that's, you know, you're looking to get some leads, but you will. So post without an agenda. Talk about what you're excited about. Talk about customer results that you're getting. Talk about that you love that you can sit and watch your kids play at the park and you just got a new loyal customer. Talk about that kind of stuff. Be excited about it. But you know what's going to happen when you stop asking people to join your team, to become a customer, to do whatever, they're going to start inboxing you. Mm-hmm. So just post without an agenda, make it more into your lifestyle. And then also be really aware of the people who are watching you. A lot of times people will be watching you and you don't even know it. They'll never have liked a thing. They'll never have whatever. But every so often you'll get those people that, you know, they've liked every greens picture that you've done for the last week. They've liked a bunch of wrap pictures, hair, skin, and nails. You've been talking about that. They've been liking those. Those are great opportunities for you to reach out to those people and just say something like, hey girl, I just want to tell you, thank you so much for the love on all my posts. It means so much to me that you're so supportive. You know, if this is ever anything that you think that you may be interested, I would love to just share with you a little bit about it. Hope you're doing well. You know, just something short and sweet like that. Create a conversation. Mm-hmm. Don't say like, hey, if you're interested, I just wanted to shoot you this message. Here's my website. This is how much it costs, blah, 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 blah. And the reason I'm telling you guys this, like some of you on here right now, I just want to be really honest. Some of you may be doing these things that we're talking about. And I don't want you to feel bad because we've done it. We have done all of this, all of it. We've screwed up so much. But that's what, if I can save you guys some time, if I can save you some heartache on doing it the wrong way and then learning down the road what's better, a better way, that's what I want to do. So I just want to throw that out there, because I know that there are some of you on here that you might be feeling like, oh crap, like well, I do that.
The thing is we sat in the room with those leaders, or, you know, with other, I guess, yeah, just leaders and trainings and whatnot, where all of a sudden somebody says something, we're like, shit, we got to stop doing that. You know, so it's like we've done it all wrong, and that's what we're telling you, you know, what we've learned. So, but for some of you that the Facebook thing, you know, like, you know, gosh, nobody's liking my posts or nobody's following me. Man, I'll tell you what, you have no idea how many people are watching you. You have no idea. And the reason I'm telling you this is because, like I said, I've been in the business like, well, Crystal, 6 years now, but me really working it about 1.5 years. And, you know, really active on Facebook, trying to grow my network and our business or whatever. But it's just off the wall when we're out in public, and all of a sudden you bump into somebody and they're like, yeah, so how, you know, how's the business going, this and this and that, and all of a sudden they're asking questions, and like they have the lingo down, even like they might know a product or something, or they might throw out like the good bonus, like the good, how the hell do you know about the good bonus? And it's
or
like,
they might give you something weirder, like a boom.
And then all of a sudden I'm like, dude, you don't like any of my stuff, but you just said good. But like, he's been watching my stuff and he doesn't even like you. You should be liking my posts. And so anyway, you have no idea how many people are watching you.
Okay, Kayla's question: how many people from back in the day learned you were involved in It Works? How long did it take for them to become a loyal customer or distributor? Well, when I started, you guys need to realize, like, I always laugh when people say, oh, it's so hard to build a business. You know, everybody knows about it. Well, when I started the business, nobody knew about it, and they thought I was freaking nuts. You know, today, people know about it, but a lot of people haven't tried it yet. So whenever anybody asks you, or anybody says, oh, yeah, I've heard about it, your next question needs to be, well, have you tried it? Because so many people don't ask that very next question. They just say, oh, okay, they've heard about it, you know, whatever. They don't take that step to say that next thing. And you'll get conversations started by asking that question. But when I started, none of my friends, none of my family, none of my warm market wanted anything to do with it, to be completely honest. 95% of the people who joined my business off the bat were people I had never met before in my life. I learned how to network right off the bat. For me, honestly, part of that was it was more comfortable. I had this like weird confidence that came after me, or came into me, I guess, when I was talking to people who they didn't know my backstory. They didn't know who I was. They didn't, or, you know, anything like that. They didn't know what I was about. There was a confidence that came over me. So I really enjoyed working with people that I didn't know. I really fell in love with networking and meeting people, whether it be on Facebook or at an expo, whatever it may be. But now down the road, I would say a lot of our warm market are customers, or they've joined our team and they're distributors. But it took a long time, and we've never been one to push our friends and family into this business. You know, I think if you have that warm circle of people that want to help you out, you know, like we all have that group of people. Like for me, you know, when I first started my business, my grandma bought, like she became a loyal customer, and she got 2 boxes of facial wraps every single month and 2 boxes of body wraps. Like nobody needs that much product, especially grandma who never used, like, I just always laugh. I'm like, one day when she passes away, I'm going to find a closet full of just like product all over the place, because she's been a loyal customer ever since I started. But you know, she was just somebody, she just wanted to support me. She didn't care what I was selling. She didn't care if she liked the product. She just wanted to give me some love, and she wanted to support me. So we all have those friends and family. Those people are great to talk to get your first initial customers, testimonies, whatever it may be. But we never slammed the business down our friends and family's throat. We kind of waited until they were ready. And that's what worked for me. So hopefully that kind of answers your question, but it took time, and it took us just being patient. And we knew, like, if it was right for them, they would come around when the time was right. Mm-hmm. And we look for opportunities to have conversations. You know, like Josh said, there'll be those people that they're just dying for you to ask them, and you don't, and it drives them nuts. And then finally they just can't stand it anymore, and they ask you about it.
We love working the pole in this business, and it works so well. I'm telling you, when you have a never-ending excitement about this business, and your friends or family or your network constantly sees you wearing the gear, you're using the supplements, You're going to these events and trainings, and you've got all these friends, and you're hanging out with all these different people, and you're happy all the time. It might take 2 months, it might take 8 months, it might take 2 years, but eventually the curiosity is going to pop, and they're like, damn, you're still with this? What's this all about? That's just built up inside of them. Eventually they're going to ask, what the heck is this all about? So that's been, like, I guess, the major key to our business, really. Nobody likes to have an idea forced on them. Nobody likes to have supplement shoved in their face. We've really worked the pull. Mm-hmm. I mean, there are more aggressive ways to work the business. Obviously, like expos and whatnot are great. And there's just blitzing. Blitzing, you run into people, and if there's not going to be a future interaction, like if it's not somebody that you're going to see on a regular basis, somebody you're passing through the store or whatever, and you blitz them, get them your business card, and there you can be a bit more aggressive. There's not much of a pull you can create there. Mm-hmm. But for your network, everybody that you have on social media and your family and friends and whatnot, we use the pull.
Yep. Absolutely. All right. We are at almost an hour, so we can take 1, maybe 2 questions if anybody has one, and then we'll wrap it up. If anybody has a question that they'd like to ask, now is your time. Anyone? You will have to unmute yourself if you have a question. Or if anybody wants to add anything in, that's cool too. All right.
I guess I'll just, a lot of the people that I think I'm looking for like that one person to just lock arms with right now. My parents jumped on, of course, grateful for that, but they're like dinosaurs with technology. They need a lot of help. And now I live in Minnesota. But anyway, the people that I'm just waiting for them to just lock arms with me are the ones that they really love how the products are not sold in stores. It's like they see what's going on. They're not in the business yet, but they can see, and they're kind of watching. So just yep. We just get to wait for that, and then I'm excited. We're excited. I'm excited to just we're in the Excelsior area. It's just beautiful, and to, try to meet different people, get to church, and we're settling in. So, but yeah, I just wanted to add in there that people are watching. What's going on with selling.
Your excitement is going to drive them crazy. Your excitement is going to pull them in, and if you don't have a big team yet, or you don't know a lot of people, that's why we have this team page, just so you can meet people and you can create what they might think is your team. Get together with these people as often as you can. Go to Perkins or go to a restaurant, go get some coffee and take pictures with them. And here's the team hanging out, and they're gonna want to join and go with that excitement that you have. So for some people that might not have the big team yet, create that excitement.
Well, and one thing I'll tell you too is, especially, it's awesome that you're more in the area now, because one of the biggest things is when you're new and you don't have that team yet, build relationships with sidelines.
Big time. Lock
arms with sidelines until you have a team of your own to run with. Yeah. I know there's a big group of people, and they're probably like, let's scroll through who's Janessa's on. She's one of them. Who else? Nicole, you've done a lot with sidelines. I don't like Denise. They've all locked arms with sidelines and worked together with their sidelines as if they were their own team to build that excitement together until they had teams of their own to run with. And they built really strong relationships, and it's definitely been, in my opinion, something that's really pushed them in the business. So, there's power in that. Go get to team meetings, plug in, get to trainings, meet people, because you'll make some amazing relationships. The sideline relationships you can make in this business are powerful.
Big time.
Yeah, I can attest to that. That's something that, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry. There have been times where, honestly, I wanted to quit. and it's been my silent sisters that have kept me in, you know. But I just wanted to do something that, or say something that I've been doing lately as far as like follow-up. I will, like, if I'm running my diffuser or something, I'll message someone that's been interested in the diffuser and be like, hi, Anna was one of them. I ran my diffuser today and I really thought of you when I started it up, or I had a great night's sleep and I thought of you because you were interested in a new you or something. And that's just kind of been a really good icebreaker. Plus it reminds them why they were interested in the first place. So that has everything to do with being a product of it too. So that's kind of something I've been doing, and it's been pretty good. So.
I love that. And again, it shows that you're using the product. Like, you could use that with anything. Hey, just popped a wrap on, and it's so weird, but the first thing that happened when I put this wrap on is you popped into my head. Make a joke about it. People love that.
Yeah.
I love that. It's a great idea. I'm going to use that for sure.
It actually does happen. Like, people will pop into my head and I'll be like, and I kind of view that as a divine intervention. That's just me. That I need to contact them, and that they, so that's kind of my own personal thing. But yeah, it works.
Something I love that you said that, because it's so true. Like, you need to remember, it's not our contact's job to reach out to us. That's our job. We're getting paid to do that. That's our job. So when you start looking at it like this is part of your job, this is what you're compensated to do, I think it changes it a little bit. Like, you feel like you don't want to be pushy, you don't want to whatever, but it's not their job to think about it. It's not their job to reach back out to you. So
there's a complete deeper story of what Janessa just said too. She said, I was using the product and it made me think of you. Well, becoming a product of the product builds your confidence. You would not have reached out to that person if you weren't using the product. You wouldn't, your confidence wouldn't have been there to follow up with them. So when using the product, your confidence builds and your follow up will be stronger.
Yep, absolutely. So thank you for that. That was awesome. I'm going to start doing that for sure. Cool. All right, guys. Well, we are going to end on that note. We just went over 10 o'clock, so we like to keep these at an hour. So thank you guys so much for being on. I know we're going to see a ton of you guys on Saturday. It's going to be so stinking awesome. If you haven't gotten tickets yet, get your tickets. And if you can't make it to the training for some reason, you have an expo or something going on, come to the party afterwards, because it's going to be so fun, and we're going to have tons of time to connect and talk and dance, and it's going to be a great time. So
Janessa's going to sing.
Janessa, well, she's going to be at a wedding.
I'm just kidding.
But yes, we're excited. So, all right, you guys, you have a killer week. So keep pushing it with the contest. You guys are doing awesome with the Stuff the Stocking contest. I'm so excited about it. And we will plan on connecting with you guys next Tuesday if we don't see you this weekend. So everybody have a great night. Thanks for being on.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good night.